Ooh wee! Yes, that is what I live for right there. Hey y'all, welcome to Southern Fish and Forage. Today we're out here fishing a grass flat, and this is a great area to find a lot of inshore species of fish, especially sea trout and redfish. I'm going to go over a couple techniques that you can use to catch more redfish and sea trout out here on the grass flats, go over some tips on how to find a good grass flat to fish, and yeah, let's see what we can catch. Let's talk about lures and tackle to use while you're fishing grass flats. A really popular method is using a popping cork like this, attached to a soft plastic like this. I would normally use a worm hook and rig it weedless with the point inside of the soft plastic, but I don't have any worm hooks right now. And I would use a more basic popping cork than this. It doesn't need to be this fancy. This was all they had at the store. You can also just use a soft plastic on a worm hook or a jig head. Just make sure you rig it weedless with the point inside of the body. Next, you got the topwater lures. These are my favorite to use because they look like an injured bait fish on the surface of the water. Redfish and trout will blow up on the surface, and it's really cool to watch. Keep watching this video and you'll see what I mean. These two are just variations of topwater lures. The Zara Spook is probably one of the most popular ones. Then we got the subsurface lures. These sink down and look like a bait fish. This one's a suspending lure. It'll sink probably 12 to 18 inches. And this is also a suspending lure. This one's actually a soft plastic though. This is the Paul Brown Corky. It's probably one of the most popular lures to fish for trout. And then I got this weedless spoon. So unlike a lot of spoons that have a treble hook on it, this has one single hook attached, and it has this weedless rig right here, this little tab. It keeps the grass off your hook so that you're not getting fouled up in the grass. I attach all this to a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader that's about 2 feet long, and that's attached to a 15-pound braided main line. When I'm looking for a grass flat to fish, I'm going to look for a river that has clear water and a sandy bottom. If the bottom is mud and the water is dirty, the light won't penetrate, and a lot of times there won't be any grass on the bottom. I'm also going to look for points and creeks. Here you have a creek flowing into the main river, and all this dark area is grass, all this light area is sand. All this is probably about a foot or two deep. I'd fish this early, and then as the sun comes up, I'd move out to this deeper water. So right now we're using a walk the dog style topwater lure. Basically you just pop your rod tip. You're not really reeling it in, you're just reeling in your slack. You pop your rod tip to make it go back and forth in a walk the dog motion. The most popular one is probably the Head & Zara Spook. It's what I'm actually using it right now. I think that's probably the most iconic one. Come on, do it again. All the noise these topwaters create, it kind of draws the fish in. Oh wow. Man, they're so hungry for this topwater. Oh gosh, that was good. So I like fishing grass flats early in the morning with a topwater lure until a little bit after sunrise. Once the sun comes up, I switch over to subsurface lures. I'll throw weedless spoons, weedless soft plastics and stuff like that. But in the morning, man, don't underestimate the topwater bite. There is nothing more exciting than a 20-some inch redfish smashing a topwater lure in 1 foot of water. Come on, buddy. Man, he is so green still. There's another beautiful topwater redfish. There he goes. Ooh-wee! Yes, that is what I live for right there. Oh my God, he had enough of that thing. He said, "You waking me up." Man. Nice redfish again. Another nice redfish. There's another nice redfish. Oh, spooked all them mullet. So here's another nice redfish. Just for context, we're looking at roughly 22-inch fish. Don't tell your friends I did that. There's a certain thrill to catching fish on a topwater lure, especially fish that are aggressive like trout and redfish. It's best to fish a topwater lure early in the morning or late in the evening. Once the sun starts coming up, I switch over to subsurface lures, but I fish a topwater as long as they're hitting. There's nothing more exciting than watching them blow up on one. Be back there now. So we got a creek right here flowing into this creek that I'm in that flows into that river. Currently our tide is going out. We were at high tide about 2 hours ago. It's currently going out, so the water is going to be flowing this way. This is about 1.5 feet deep. You can see that there is sandy areas mixed in with the grass. Important with redfish and trout, you're looking for cover. And this grass is providing these redfish and trout cover. Look at this thing tearing my lure up. He does not like this thing. Yeah, they hide in between these, in all this grass and ambush crabs or little bait fish, whatever it is. A lot of times people think of cover as just, you know, man-made docks and or trees or whatnot, but these grass flats provide a ton of cover. Good thing about topwaters also is they can cast an absolute mile. What's crazy to me is like all these houses right here. If I lived here, I would be out here waiting every single day. People will be like, "Nah, you'd get sick of catching all those fish." No, I could do it every single day and be perfectly happy. That school of redfish is right out here. A lot of times their tails will be sticking up out of the water. Something I don't see much in Virginia, but they're basically digging their nose in the dirt for crabs and shrimp and whatnot, and their tails are sticking up. Oh, look at that. Look at that, got one. Oh, still got him too. There we go. Oh, he popped off, man. Oh, there we go. Holy cow. One fish off and another one on. So right now we're fishing this grass flat, and it's only about a foot deep right here. We've got this creek coming into this creek, which leads out to that river. Oh, look at that redfish. All right, buddy, just calm down a little bit. I'm gonna let you go. Man, he inhaled that thing. That was so cool. That one fish hit it. I fought it for a couple seconds and he got off. And then this one came up right behind and snatched it. That was such a cool hit. That is a beautiful slot redfish. We are gonna take this one home. Y'all see me let fish go all the time, and I think the number one comments I get is, why don't you ever keep fish? Well, I do. I just try not to keep more than I can actually eat. Gosh, look at that. Look at that. Another redfish. It's a big school of reds right here. Man, that's a good fish too. I am putting the pressure on him and I just can't get him in. See all those redfish? I'm in a nice school of them right now. I've got redfish all around my boat right now. Man, I foul hooked him. He hit it so hard I foul hooked him. Here's another beautiful topwater redfish. So here we've got a Berkeley gulp on a 1/4 ounce jig head. It's all chartreuse. I use chartreuse mostly for trout. And then I got a popping cork. This was all they had available at Walmart, so normally I would just use a simple popping cork, not one that's all fancy like this. We're gonna cast that out there, let it sit for a second, and then we're just gonna pop it every once in a while. Just waiting for that bobber to go down. I don't have this Berkeley gulp rigged weedless right now. I really should, because it's probably dragging across the bottom. Normally I wouldn't use a jig head on it. I would use a worm hook, but I didn't have any worm hooks, so we're using a jig head. Unfortunately, it's going to drag across the bottom. There we go. There we go. Oh, he's taking me on a ride, guys. He is taking me on a ride. I don't want to go up there. You know what? Actually, it might be. That way I don't have to make noise and troll up here. So that was on the popping cork with the Berkeley Gulp. So what happens is you pop that popping cork and it sounds like a fish getting hit. It sounds like bait fish getting eaten. And then fish come and investigate it and find your Berkeley Gulp or your DOA shrimp or whatever you're using, or even live bait. Company DOA, they make a combo called the Deadly Combo, I believe. And it's a popping cork with a DOA shrimp on it. It's already all rigged up. You just tie it on and you're ready to go. Come on, buddy. I know. Come on. The quicker you come to the boat, the quicker you go and swim back with your friends. Just don't tell them I caught you. That's definitely one of the bigger ones I've got today. Oh man, I hooked him in the head. Oh. So there's redfish number 5 or 6 for the day. I haven't really been counting. He is 23 inches. A little self-release, whatever. There you go. Another one on the popping cork and Berkeley Gulp combo. It's a good fish. Another nice fish. Another one. 2 casts in a row. Oh, he's a good one. He's pulling drag. He inhaled it. I don't even see my lure in his mouth. That's not good. He might be going home. Oh man. Yeah, he's bleeding. He swallowed that thing. He's gut hooked. We're gonna bring this one home. While you're out here, you wanna try to mimic whatever bait is available. So we got a lot of mullet and menhaden in here right now. And doesn't that look just like every mullet and menhaden you've ever seen? I really enjoy using these weedless spoons out here on these grass flats. It's super shallow, so any subsurface lure is usually gonna be in the grass. And if you're not using weedless, you're gonna be hung up on a lot of grass. Your lure is gonna be fouled up, your hits are gonna go down. There we go. Oh, dang it. Little trout. Probably just ripped his damn head off.